And we are live. Good morning, everybody, to Bright Beginning Toastmasters, a new meeting today, and we are here to have some interesting stuff happening today. I will be your Sergeant at Arms, and I'm ready to introduce to you the rules that we follow in our meetings. Please keep your phones on silent, please keep yourself muted at all times, and feel free to drop any emojis if you find something that you like that somebody says. Feel free to speak in the chat, but keep that to a minimum while a speaker is speaking. And let's refrain from discussing any topics related to sex, religion, or politics. And with that, I call upon stage our presiding officer today, Toastmaster Aryan. Welcome everybody to meeting number 281 of Bright Beginning Toastmasters. And the theme of today's meeting, the first time that one of our newer members has taken a team out, is the power of gratitude. And I would like to begin the meeting today by saying that I'm grateful that we have a big collection of Toastmasters who have volunteered to take major roles in today's meeting, alleviating a lot of stress from me and my VP Ed team. We have a guest speaker, Toastmaster Nishant, who's joined us to give the first speech. We have Toastmaster Nancy, who's delivering a meeting with the theme The Power of Gratitude, and that makes me very thankful today. I guess I will now speak to our guest. Hi, Toastmaster Nishant. What's up?
And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here.
Great, great. I believe you know Akansha through the training, right? That's how you were able to take up the speaker role. Any
Yes,
expectations for today's meeting? Anything you're
absolutely no expectations. It is not that I live life without expectations. I take things as they come with gratitude, loads of gratitude and love and regard. So thank you, Akanksha, for shortlisting my name. The moment I saw the message, I jumped on it. And thank you so much for having me here. I really, really feel grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nishant. And with that, we will call upon stage our great first time team out, Toastmaster Nancy.
No, it's second time.
Yes, I know. Um,
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. Good morning, everyone. Our theme today is power of gratitude. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a mindset, a way of seeing the world that turns ordinary moment into blessings. So many times we have seen also that practicing gratitude improves mental health, strengthens our relationships, and even boosts resilience. So let me share a quick story. Few years ago, there was talking about the professional life. Um, there were few instances wherein I was feeling like the bad phase, but after reading few books or videos, I started writing few things every day that I was grateful for. At first it felt silly, that I used to feel like what difference could I make, but over time I noticed something, that I was being more optimistic. With positive mind, I started seeing positive things happening in my life. So gratitude didn't change my circumstances, it changed my perspective. Things not happening in our favor would also bring experience in our life. So we learn from them. Today, as we go through this meeting, I invite you to reflect on what you are grateful for, big or small, and how it shaped your life. A question to you, to each one of you. So I'll go one by one. So we'll start with our guest speaker. We'll start with our guest speaker, Toastmaster Nishant.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nancy. So, yes, gratitude is the way of life for me. Are you asking me to start with my speech or just a question?
Just a question.
Okay. Oh yes, gratitude is the way of life for me, and you'll see the reflection of that when I deliver my speech. What I have gone through and what I experienced, but the power of gratitude is such that life becomes absolutely joyful every moment. Nothing is able to move me or shake me now. So I'll share that actually when I deliver
Sure.
this.
Sure.
Yeah,
We will hear you from your speech today.
yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Over to you, Toastmaster Arjun.
What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to give a lot of speeches, the opportunity to lead meetings, the opportunity to mentor people in the club from a Toastmasters point of view. Besides that, I'm grateful mostly for my dog. I'm grateful um, that I get to learn a lot, that I get to have a job and learn through it. That's a small amount of all of the things that I'm grateful for.
True, true. There are a lot many that we should be grateful for. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. Over to you, Akanksha. Toastmaster Akanksha.
Um, I'm grateful for a lot of great people that I've met this year through Bright Beginning Toastmaster Club.
True.
And of course, for all the work that I have, because I used to crib about not having good work. And now that I have that work, so I'm grateful for that. And also all the opportunities that keep coming up. And lastly, my parents, my family, all my near and dear ones.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akanksha. Over to you, Toastmaster Anshuman.
Yeah, I'm grateful for this movement that we have Bright Being Toastmasters Club thriving and still going ahead. Like for this community, for you, for Aryan, Minakshi, Nishant, Arakansha, everyone has joined today. And for my family, my son, my wife, my parents, my in-laws, I think everyone who's close, my work. I think it's the feeling of connection, born homey, healthy relationships, good vibes. I think that keeps me going. I'm grateful to be surrounded by people whom I can bring that to life and obviously get that in exchange. So really grateful for that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. Over to you, Toastmaster Meenakshi.
Um, I am really grateful for things that I've been receiving lately. Beginning with people loving me just for my presence as I am, because mostly love is kind of transactions that I have had experienced previously, but now I feel that people are just happy that I am around. And the more grateful I am for this thing that I'm loved for my presence, the more opportunities I attract. I woke up with just so amazing message today. Another amazing opportunity. So I'm deeply grateful for people that I'm meeting, people who love me unconditionally, and everything that goes around this circle. Thank you.
Very nice message. Thanks, Toastmaster Meenakshi. Over to you, Toastmaster Vaibhav.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I think I'm grateful for everything that everybody has already mentioned here. So, there's nothing new to add to that at this point. And I love that Anshuman is actually grateful to his for his in-laws as well. That's something not a lot of people mention right off the bat. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster. Nancy, just before that, Akansha was asking if I could take up the role. Yes, if nobody has taken it, I can take up one of the roles.
Roll for?
G was what she had proposed, so I can do that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Vaibhav. Over to Toastmaster Divya.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I just happened to join 2 minutes back. What was the question like? I could get the essence by answers, but still would like to know the question.
So the question is, what as a gratitude, what you are being grateful for, big or small, and how it shaped your life.
Mm, the highlight for me this week was getting a learning and development fund sanctioned by my office. So that's what I'm very grateful for. And small thing like getting a nice chai in the morning is what I'm very grateful for. So for my husband make a chai
Oh,
on
that's good.
Saturdays. So I'm very grateful for that. Like just set the tone of the day very right.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Good to know that.
Hmm.
You get tea in the morning by
So
your
I'm
husband.
very particular about the chai flavor what I have and the like intensity at which it is cooked. So only he can make the specific tea which I like, and very grateful that he is giving it me every morning or specifically on Saturdays and Sundays.
Great to know that. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Divya. So, with that, we can move ahead. So, today, as we go through this meeting, with that, I think we can move on to today's meeting with role players. So this meeting is divided into three parts. So first part consists of the prepared speeches where members prepare in advance for 5 to 7 minute speech. Second part is a fun-filled table topic session where each one of us comes up to impart 1 to 2 minute impromptu speech on a topic given by table topic master. And the third part and the most important part is the evaluation section, where our general evaluator for the day will give a report on the entire meeting today. So, having said that, let's invite on the stage our general evaluator, Toastmaster Webber, would be the general evaluator.
Yes.
Okay, Toastmaster Webber to introduce general evaluation section for today. So, please welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Webber.
Thank you,
Over to
Nan.
you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Um, so today I'll be the general evaluator, and as usual, the role for general evaluator is to evaluate the meeting and give his or her feedback at the end of the meeting on how the meeting went, any points of improvement, encouragements, and pat on the back for all things done well. For the general evaluation, we have two types of evaluation. One is a direct evaluation, wherein some of our fellow Toastmasters will be evaluating their fellow Toastmasters' speeches and giving their feedback on those speeches. And then we have the indirect evaluators. Indirect evaluators would be evaluating all of us, including me, the TMOD, the TTM, every role taker, every speaker on the stage, and evaluating various aspects of their presentation. Today we have timer Toastmaster Anshuman. Toastmaster Anshuman. Anshuman, can you quickly explain your role as the timer?
Definitely, Toastmaster Bob. As a timer, I will be ensuring that we are playing our roles in the specific allocated time, which is going to be 5 to 7 minutes for prepared speeches, 2 to 3 minutes for table topics, and 3 to 4 minutes for the evaluations. I'll be sharing my report at the end of the meeting, and I'll be using the specially designated timer, which is being prepared by some sagacious person. We are all grateful to that person for creating this timer. So on this screen, as you can see, I'll be using 5 to 7 minutes timer, starting the clock, and there'll be green card when it's 5 minutes for speeches, 2 minutes for table topics, and 3 minutes for evaluations. Similarly, then yellow card for 6 minutes for speeches, 2.5 minutes for table topics, 3.5 minutes for evaluations, and a red card where we need to stop our respective playing the respective role, which will be at 7 minutes for speeches, 3 minutes for table topics, and 4 minutes for evaluations. There's a 30 seconds grace given after which you'll be disqualified from winning the prestigious Bright Beginning Toastmasters Club Award. So please be mindful for that. Of that, over to you, Toastmaster Bob.
Sorry to interrupt, Toastmaster Bob. Toastmaster Anshuman just wanted to add on table topics are 1 to 2 minutes and evaluations are 2 to 3 minutes.
Yes, of course.
Awesome.
After
Back
being
to you.
six years in Toastmasters, still getting it wrong.
It happens, Toastmaster instrument. Like I've had when I'm taking it for a first time after a break, it just the mind just goes blank. Wow. Anyways, thank you for that wonderful introduction to the role to Anshuman and for sharing that app. I'm really glad to see that a lot of people have started using it especially during the Zoom meetings. It just makes things so much easier. There's a feature also, I think, just to not show the clock as well, right? So if somebody wants to not see the clock, they can. Well, I've found that when I first started using this app, people, when they were looking at the clock, they just kind of got lost of the track of time, kind of got uncomfortable with the clock running down. But again, it's a personal preference. Next up, we have Divya. Divya would be our grammarian and our counter for today. Toastmaster Divya, please do explain your role. The stage is all yours.
Hi, so I will be playing language evaluator. I will be checking the fluency of language and correct usage of language. So both are very important while you are talking and kind of polish your behavior when you are speaking. So that's very important. And as a evaluator, I would like to give word of the day, which is rhetoric. I hope I am pronouncing it correctly myself. So anyone know about this word already? Rhetoric. It's spelled as Rhetoric. So it's mean like when you ask a question while you are making a point, but you are not exactly expecting a response. So that's called a rhetoric question or rhetoric. Yeah, you are stating something to make a point. Let me try use that in a sentence. Like, for example, when you are in conversation with someone, you are asking a question, which is why not? You are not actually looking for an answer, just you are strengthening the question or the statement part. So if we have to use it in a sentence, like politician often uses rhetoric to persuade people during elections. Or our press has been asked to tone down the rhetoric part. So something like that. It's a tricky word, but let's try, let's hope to use it in our meeting today. Thank you. Back to General Evaluator.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Divya, for that wonderful introduction and introduce my word of the day, which is rhetoric. Please do use it as much as possible. And with that, I think my introduction round is over. I'll come back to the stage when Toastmaster Nancy calls me back at the end of the meeting to give the final evaluations. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Webhoff. So, moving on to our prepared speeches section. Prepared speeches are proof that gratitude is not passive, it's powerful. With every word, every pause, and every heartful acknowledgement, members celebrate the people and moments that shape their journey. Through gratitude, we unlock deeper connections, inspire kindness, and remind others that appreciation is foundation of growth. So, first speaker today is very experienced speaker with 30 years of experience, along with expertise as a life and mindfulness coach. Please welcome our first speaker, Toastmaster Nishant. Toastmaster Nishant will be evaluated by Toastmaster Aryan. I welcome our evaluator, Toastmaster Aryan, to share the speech objective. Over to you, Toastmaster Aryan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy. Toastmaster Nishant is here today to deliver a speech in a club as a visiting Toastmaster, as an external Toastmaster. Um, do let me know if you want to me to evaluate you depending on any specific project, Toastmaster Nishant. but I believe this is a general speech with the purpose of preparing for your ISC. Is that correct?
Yes, so this is a general speech, and I already delivered my icebreaker. So I was thinking that if this can be my L1 P2 speech.
All right. Okay. So this will be a level one project two speech, and the purpose of the project is to deliver a speech with purpose, and I will be evaluating Toastmaster Nishan based on that project. All right. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan. So let's invite our first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Nishant, who will be delivering a speech titled "How Gratitude Shifted Everything for Me." How gratitude shifted everything for me, Toastmaster Nishant.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me here. So, my dear fellow Toastmasters, for me, gratitude is not just a simple emotion. It is the way of life for me. And gratitude is one of the most powerful virtues in this world. It has a power to calm our mind, shift our energy completely. And the challenge is that not many of us are actually practicing it. Only when we are reminded of thinking of gratitude, we think about the gratitude. So, the easiest way to know whether we are living in gratitude or not is just look at the complaints that we have. So, my entire speech is divided into three parts where I'll be talking about knowing whether we are in gratitude or not. Then we talk about my personal story, and then third is how we can inculcate that into our own life. So, uh, the easiest way to know whether we are living a gratitude full life full of gratitude or not is just look at the complaints that we have. When we go to office, we complain about the traffic, we complain about the workload, we complain about the way people are driving, the weather, the pollution, the AQI, and what not. We go to restaurant, we go to hotel, we complain about the food, we talk about I like it, I don't like it. Now, every time we have a complaint in our life, every time there is an element of dislike, that means we are not living with gratitude. In fact, some of the people I've seen, they complain so much that it seems that their entire subscription of their lifetime has gone into negative. But the fact is, complaints and gratitude cannot exist together. If you're complaining, you are simply not in gratitude. And if you are in gratitude, there are no complaints in life for anything at all. So the easiest way to audit your inner state and your way of checking whether you are in grateful state or not, what did I complain about today? Ask this question. The longer the list, farther we are from the gratitude. Now I want to share something very personal, which how gratitude shifted my life. So I've been a coach for past almost 14 plus years, and COVID was a time when things really went downhill for me. I lost everything. I had my own venture. I lost my venture. I lost the entire savings of my life. Everything that I had ever earned or saved was gone. And somehow I survived that time with the help of friends. But then COVID hit us very hard, me and my wife. And we thankfully recovered from that as well. It is nothing less than miracle that we are alive today. But after that, the moment of truth was yet to come. Due to all the thing that was happening on the health side due to COVID, I was diagnosed with a disease called vasculitis, which was a terminal and not curable condition. And I was given only 7 months to 8 months to live. And that completely shook me, absolutely shook me. It took many days for me to process that because while I know that, and everyone knows that, whoever has come to this earth, eventually we are going to leave one day. But telling someone that, okay, you have 7 months to live, or knowing that I have 7 months to live, was the most difficult situation of my life. And thankfully, I'm surrounded by all the beautiful coaches and mentors. And that reminded me one of the books that I had read, Gratitude by Rhonda Byrne. I'm sure all of you must have heard of her or heard of her. That book was something, it just came to me. And I remember earlier I used to practice gratitude, waking up in the morning and maintaining my gratitude journal, writing all the gratitude. But then at that moment, I realized that how fearful I am, how many issues that I was dealing with, and being grateful for the situation that I was into was not an easy task. But then that is where I started. I happened to come across a video by Sadhguru where he said that morning when you wake up, when you open your eyes, be grateful because you're alive. Because so many people don't open their eyes in the morning, they pass away in their sleep. When you look around, when you see your family member, be grateful because they are alive, they're with you. You have one more day. Keep checking yourself if you're breathing or not, and be grateful that you are alive. So every single breath is nothing less than gratitude. That is how things started for me. And of course, I went through the entire process of healing and treatment and whatever it happened. But it started to shift something around me, completely shifted around me. And within few days, the fear of death was absolutely gone. And I was absolutely calm and composed, focusing on what is to be done. I restarted my life. I was so grateful. I'm so extremely grateful to God, to universe, to friends, to my well-wisher, and to my wife and to my family that I'm able to restart my life, reinvent my life. And this is my second birth. So I'm grateful for that. And that gratitude started to shift everything around me. First is it took away the pain, it took away the question that why me, why I'm suffering, what will happen to my kids, what will happen to my family, how I'm going to rebuild everything that I lost. Gratitude took care of every single challenge that I had. And there was no problem as uh, I think TMOD Nancy said in the beginning that it's a mindset. Yes, it is a mindset. It is absolutely a mindset. So with the gratitude, things which were looking like a problem to me, they were no longer a problem. So that is the power of gratitude. And with that, a different journey started, and I was able to come out of it. It's been 3 years that I was first told, 3.5 years that I was first told that I have 7 months to live, and it's been 3.5 years. I'm sitting here in front of you, absolutely happy and healthy and hearty, delivering my speech. So my question to all of you. Yes, we all are grateful for small, small things, big things. But then please look at it. How many complaints we have in our life? Are we really, really grateful? If we are grateful, trust me, there are zero complaints in our lives. Last year, there was a scam. I lost more than 2.5 lakhs rupees in that scam. And the first thing that came to me is, okay, thank you, God. Thank you so much. Maybe there was some account to be settled with someone and that person has taken his share. Let me know if there is anything else to be settled. And the entire pain of losing that 2.4 lakhs was just gone in within minutes. So that is the power of gratitude. So with that, I would like to end my speech here and leave all of you with a question that you ask for yourself. What complaints do I have in my life? Because every complaint is taking you away from living that grateful life. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nishant, for the wonderful speech. And you have set a very big example that how gratitude transforms our life. So, from zero to hero, or I mean, from any stage of our life, we can reach to any stage, whatever we are looking for. So gratitude is very, very important in our life. You explained it so well. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nishant. So, moving on to our next speaker, second speaker, Toastmaster Meenakshi, who is a very eloquent speaker. And the evaluator uh, for Toastmaster Meenakshi would be Toastmaster Anshuman. Over to you, Toastmaster Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Nancy. Toastmaster Meenakshi, in her trademark style, will be delivering a special speech back again, which I'm presuming is going to be level one P2 once someone from the EC team aligns with her on the Pathways program. But for now, we look forward to Toastmaster Meenakshi's special speech back again, which is going to be timed at between 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Meenakshi. Over to you, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. So, speech title for Toastmaster Meenakshi is, just a minute. I think I missed it. So, Toastmaster Meenakshi, please help me with the topic. You mentioned that, but topic for today's speech, Toastmaster Meenakshi.
Yeah, the title is Career Advice. Please do not think.
Okay, so speech title is Career Advice. Please do not think. Career advice. Please do not think. Toastmaster Meenakshi. Over to you.
Raise your hands if you have ever received a career advice from random people, from teachers. Yeah. Thank you for raising hand. Yeah, from teachers, neighbors, from people who might not even know your name. You know, these career advice are like spam emails. You don't need them. You might not even open them, but they're always there in your inbox, flooding, overflowing. Sometimes you're tired of deleting them, but they keep coming. And you don't even want them. You just pray to God, please stop. But they will never stop. Because giving a career advice, it's free. The moment you hold someone accountable, hey, you said that, you gave me that advice, and people like, so you should have applied your own brain. That's exactly what happened to me. I am called in my room, my father holding my report card, and he said, your future is over. And I said, Dad, I am 12-year-old. He said, yes, you should have figured that out by the age of 12. What do you want to become? And I am thinking to myself, I can't even figure out what snack to eat. How can I figure out my career? And my father, just like a traditional dad, you have so many options to choose from. And those options are doctor, engineer, and last one, which I chose, was a failure or disappointment. Yeah, that's pretty much all about the career advice. As a 90s kid, I think that's the best career advice that people think that they have given you, to choose from being a doctor, engineer, or a failure. But nobody gave you an advice to find out your purpose, to find out meaning in life, to find out what do you want to do. So the career instruction, career advice in 90s was very simple. Do not think. Don't be creative. Don't experiment. Don't go off the track. Just follow the script. And yes, pretty much, I did that too. I took science in my +2, then did engineering like everybody else, not because I wanted to do, because Sharma ji ka beta did it. And I had all the pressure that if he can do it, you should be doing it too. Otherwise, what is the answer that I'm going to give to society? That my daughter, who's good in science, has not opted for engineering. So I did. I had to. I had no option. And then, what do you do after you are an engineer? You try to figure out what do you want to do with your life now, because the hard part is over. You have an engineering degree with you. All these things made me realize that I want to share with you. Number one, people want to choose for you. People want to choose for you because they couldn't choose for themselves. And that's exactly what is propagated. This is a kind of a traditional jewelry that is handed over to you from generations, except that jewel is anxiety. What do I do next? Oh my God, I'm not following the track. Where should I go? There's no path up after this. But somebody who has followed the path looks simple. Somebody is a successful engineer because probably it was their passion, not because they had good grades in class, not because their grades look good on the paper. My brother opted for biology, and he's much more technically advanced than I am. I am an engineering graduate and I have zero idea about tech. I can barely figure out how to run my own events. I need help for that. But that's what people assume. If you graduate in an engineering background, you must be a tech genius, which is not true. I was forced into that. Lesson number 2, that success is not a subject. We study science, we study maths, but nobody teaches us courage. Nobody teaches us how to be confident. Nobody teaches us how to communicate, how to listen to your own self, how to align with your inner energy, how to listen to your soul. Did you guys know that the job that you are into, you're going to spend 90,000 hours in that job? And the job that you're going to spend this much time into, you got to figure it out by the age of 16. Same age where you can't even figure out what snacks to buy. But that's pretty much life. So today, learn a subject that is called alignment with your soul, and it will tell you what career option is good for you. Number 3, that whatever happens to you or whatever happened to you has nothing to do with you. But what will happen to you is completely a choice. You were not given choices 19s, that's perfectly fine. But you have a choice now. Choose today. What would you choose? Your inner alignment, your inner world, your true purpose, or the job that you don't even like, or you took just because society wanted you to be in it? Something for you to think about today. What are you going to choose today? So even if you can't remember anything from the story today, it's one thing that I want you to remember. Start rewriting your own career advice. All you have to do is, instead of taking the advice to not think, to think. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meenakshi, for the inspirational speech, I would say. And like the way you mentioned that many people give advice to us, and that's true. We get the advice, and sometimes we try to implement that as well. But after a few days, we again realize that that was not for us. So that was true, that we should think and we should understand that what we are looking for, and we should listen to ourselves. So that's very wonderful message today. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meenakshi. So moving on to our next topic, table topic section. So gratitude is not just about big things. It's about finding joy in everyday surprises. Talking about table topic session, this will give you a chance to express gratitude in creative ways. So to lead this segment, please welcome someone who will give us those surprise keys to open our minds. Our table topic master, Toastmaster Akanksha. Over to you, Toastmaster Akanksha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy, for that wonderful introduction. But I have something else planned today for the table topic section, which is certainly not completely on the lines of being grateful. But yes, it's definitely about challenging yourself and opening up your brain. So today's theme for table topic is being the devil's advocate. And I have something interesting planned. I hope it's interesting for you guys as well. So, there are certain truths that hold to be self evident, like popular advice, classic idioms, or wisdom, which has been passed down through generations. But I, as Gen Z, and a lot of people here sometimes, just because of their nature, must defy them and have a habit of not accepting those truths, right? Especially I'm so sorry, especially the today's generation. Like this is something that we were discussing day before yesterday in office, that the Gen Z, they do not understand the professionalism, the professional way of doing things, and generally go against the set norms, like if you're not supposed to tell your manager that I need leave for Travis Scott's concert, but there is something called as a sicko leave, which has just been invented, and people are going around messaging their managers that I want to take a leave for the concert, so I'm applying for a sicko leave. And the manager replies, this was a popular meme on Instagram as well, that you mean sick leave, right? So the employee goes, no, it's sicko leave because it's for the Travis Scott's concert. And that's what we are calling it now. And there has been a whole marketing scheme, and even Make My Trip, sorry, District app is marketing it as a sick or leave day for everybody, for all the employees, so that they can come. So today, what we are going to be doing for our table topic section is exactly the same, where we will step into the mindset or the shoes of a Gen Z and go against the very norms or the classical wisdom that has been passed down, and argue against an unpopular opinion or a difficult position by being the devil's advocate. So, for example, let's suppose there's something said, we all know that you should always be humble. If that's the table topic, then you have to speak about it in a completely opposite way, that why should you not be humble? And then you give a few logical points. For example, that being humble, and honest is not really always in the person's best self interest. And it being honest, self promotion, and then like expressing confidence and pride are necessary for success and recognition in the today's modern world. Especially, you can also give an example of the professional scenario, where if you stay humble and you don't speak up for yourself, you might not achieve or get what you deserve, right? Another one would be that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So this is a saying, right? So you could argue that established habits or old habits, they provide a necessary foundation, and a major disruptive change, new tricks, should be avoided by seasoned professionals, because as we go down, like as we progress with age, there are some things, some foundations that we need, which the new generation might not know. So I hope that it's clear that how you have to go about it. Now, why are we doing this today? Right? Because this is the fastest way to level up your speaking game. It forces you to think on your feet, build a quick and logical structure for a wacky idea, if I may use the Gen Z slang here, for a wacky idea, or something that's not really something that's completely absurd to you, but you have to sound convincing even when your brain is screaming, no, I do not agree with this. Now, this is one of the skills a speaker should have, which is, arguing for the other side. And this would be peak critical thinking for real life. So, no pressure, but you are definitely about to sharpen those skills of yours. And so you can, again, I would like to reiterate that the speech should be 1 to 2 minutes long, and try to deliver it with conviction, even if you personally don't agree with it. So let's start. Do I have a first volunteer? Okay, Toastmaster Aryan. So, Toastmaster Aryan, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover, Toastmaster Aryan.
Ever since I was a child, I have been told that you should not judge people, that you should not look at a book at its cover and think that you know what it is like. That if you are driving by a road and you see that the building there is so broken and it seems so weird that you never would want to go inside, don't judge it and think that this is how it must be from inside. But if we spent all of our time trying to configure the most accurate judgments of all time, then we would spend most of our time trying to establish that what we are thinking is right in the first place. As humans have evolved, we have discovered ways to assume things. And those things are judgments. Judgments that we make by looking at a book cover and thinking that we know what is going on. Imagine that you're driving by a bank, and inside that bank, through a window, you see two people. Both of those people seem to be holding assault rifles, and everybody is on the ground. Now, the table topic master might tell you that you should not judge a book by its cover. That is not a heist going down. It might be that they're just having a play that's happening over there. There's some kind of theater is going on. It's some acting going on. But I would say that over time we have evolved to judge situations just by one glance. That it is an evolutionary response so that we can understand what is happening without having to spend days, weeks, months, years trying to establish that our judgment of things is right. You might say that even if you spend 3 months with a friend of yours, that you have spoken to them, had a good back and forth with them, you might know them. But if you look at the field of psychology, you might realize that you might never know somebody, and there is so much of one person's psychology that they themselves do not know. How can you judge a book by its cover? How can you think that you might ever know that person in their completion? 100%. You never will. People do all sorts of the most craziest, most unexpected things that even they would not expect. We might think that we understand the person when we know them. But in the end, we always have to judge a book by its cover because we cannot know them inside out and 100%. We have to make a judgment to save ourselves time and to operate further in the world. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan. That was really very well put. Why we should judge a book by its cover, and that robbery example that just shows quick thinking. So that was amazing, and it was great that you could come up with in just such a short amount of time and on the spot. So yes, judging a book by its cover, it saves you time, and often it's one of the survival mechanisms as well. So thanks a lot. Moving on, do I have a volunteer for the next topic? Toastmaster Minakshi. Okay. So, Toastmaster Minakshi, it's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to be safe than sorry. Toastmaster Minakshi.
I would rather be sorry than safe. What safety does to us? It reprograms your brain not to take any risk, not to experiment, not to try something new. Because safety gives you comfort, and comfort doesn't like discomfort. So all you have to do is just go out there. Definitely, safety is something which makes your survival and stress responses go lower. But if we are not taking enough risk, what's the point of life? What's the point of that safety? We do say that ships are safer in harbor, but is that what the ship is made for? Ship is made to go out there in open ocean, explore, fight all these storms. And that's what pretty much human life is all about. It's all about experiencing the life. And the more you put yourself in discomfort, the more discomfort you experience deliberately, the more gratitude you will feel for the comfort and safety. So it's not about being safe in your homes or being safe in your own comfort zone. It's about when you find that safety in discomfort. It's that safety that you should be looking for when you know that each and every day is an adventure and you get to experience life as it comes. So definitely don't be safe. Be sorry if you have to. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meenakshi. That was again, very well put. And great examples again. Ship example that it's meant to sail through the storms. And if it just stays
Did we lost Akanksha? I can't
Yeah,
hear.
I think so.
Can't either.
am I audible?
Now
Yes,
you
yes.
are.
Okay. Uh, sorry, there was a network issue. But okay, so moving on, the third table topic speaker. Toastmaster Divya, would you like to go up next?
Okay.
And Toastmaster Akansha is disconnected.
Oops. She's back.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, even I'm confused as to what's happening with my network. But Toastmaster Divya, practice makes a man perfect. Practice makes a man perfect. Toastmaster Divya.
Ever heard of phrase I am born perfect? And when someone says that, you can feel the confidence in their voice. You can see that they might not need as much practice as someone else might need, as I might need. There is called as a inbuilt ability, and someone is actually born with it, or they are too good with it. Some of the skills which could be categorized into this is humor. Like a same line, if said by someone else, might feel a tragic. But if someone else is saying that, it will be so humorous. Like they have an inborn ability to have that skills. Other common example which we see is having a good metabolism or a good physique. Possibly, like someone who is eating too much might not put on weight, but someone might put on weight with just a little bit of air inhalation. So that's the difference between. So, of course, practice contributes, but sometimes luck or inner abilities also contribute a lot. Or the another, like through two examples which I stated, you might see there is another thing which is like inborn or intuition or natural inclination. So, if someone is able to figure that out and polish that skill, it is nothing like that. Practice is required, but you have to understand your true nature to be perfect at it. Thank you. Back to table topic master Akanksha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meenakshi. That was again a great take on why we should, not only rely on practice. Now, another point that I would like to add to that would be that sometimes practicing the wrong thing, right? That also leads you in the wrong direction. So it's more important to have the right thing, like aimlessly practicing, it only reinforces the mistakes, and sometimes less practice it's better than poor practice. So we should always be aware, and always we should think critically about whether what we're doing is it leading in the right direction or not. So moving on, I believe Toastmaster Weber is take ready to take up the next table topic? He has his hand up.
Yes.
Okay, so Toastmaster Webhub. Two heads are better than one. Two heads are better than one. Toastmaster Webhub.
You know how khichdi is made? You take everything and you put it in a pot and then you boil it all together. And not always it comes out very well. My kids, both my son and daughter, would hate to eat a khichdi. That is what is two heads. When you have an idea and when you're sharing that idea with somebody and they start poking holes in that, they start coming out with completely different or counterintuitive counterintuitive points for it. The rhetoric can be uh, uh, the idea that you're proposing takes a completely different turn when all these people start putting in their ideas. The other day, my wife was getting ready for an event and she was trying out dresses. And then she started asking me for my opinion, and then my daughter for her opinion, and then my son for his opinion. And by the time she was ready, she kind of looked like a clown. She had to go all the way back to what she'd originally decided by herself that she wanted to wear. So, as other members have also, other participants have also mentioned that, um, just because you have uh, so many ideas, or just because you have people that you can take feedback from, does not mean that you should. Sometimes that idea that you have, the what you're trying to do by itself could be meaningful or could have an impact. Imagine just a parting thought. Imagine you're trying to break out of a jail cell and you start going around asking for opinions and ideas from everybody. You might not end up getting out of it. Thank you. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Vaibhav. So that's really true that if I need to break out of a jail or if I'm planning to cheat on an exam, that's not something that we'd go around telling everybody. That's something we got to do by ourselves. And that's the point of this topic, that sometimes having a clear version which is executed by a single person is vastly superior than taking opinions of the entire group, which might, excuse me, which might lead to a lot of confusion. So thank you, Toastmaster Weber. Moving on. Toastmaster Nishant, since you have to leave, let's have one table topic now. And
Yeah.
okay. So Toastmaster Nishant, work, sorry, not that one, that's already done. So Toastmaster Nishant, silence is golden. Silence is golden, Toastmaster Nishant.
What if there is a moment where you need to speak up for yourself or you for people around you or take a stand, and that time you're not speaking, at that time silence is not the golden. It may just work adversely. As Bhagavad Gita also says that your duty is to take a stand. Your duty is towards your dharma. And if your dharma is prompting you to speak up, if your dharma is prompting you to speak up against any injustice or any wrongdoing that is happening to you, or you see people around you, that time if you're not speaking, it is not the golden silence that you're using. In fact, it can be the worst form of silence that you can ever think of. So important, very important to find out when to speak and when not to speak. If you are reversing that role, you are not speaking when you're supposed to, then those golden words don't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter anything. It doesn't serve anyone. So for me, Most important is speaking or not speaking, whether it is aligned to my purpose and my objective in that particular situation or not. That is all that matters for me. So I would suggest that, instead of sticking to that old idiom that silence is a golden word, you connect with this purpose that no, I'm going to speak when it is needed and I'm going to keep quiet when it is needed. So, what is the need of the hour? That becomes more important than sticking to the old belief of silence is the golden. Thank you so much.
That was again a great take on the opposite of silence is golden, and very well put. That, sometimes you need to speak up, you know, against maybe injustice, against people who are being suppressed. And not only that, speaking sometimes also leads to new creative ideas. When you just ramble on about things, sometimes you just hit the luck and you stumble upon an idea that not everybody would have thought of. So sometimes speaking, sometimes silence is not golden, but speaking extra could be the golden thing. Okay. Next up, can we have Toastmaster Anshuman?
Akansha, can I just interrupt for a second? Since Toastmaster Nishant has to leave in about 8 minutes, can we just squeeze in his evaluation just before we continue with the table
Uh,
topics?
sure.
No, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Akansha. So I'd just like to invite Toastmaster Aryan onto the stage to give evaluation for Toastmaster Nishant.
A great man once said that we all have two lives, and the second one begins when we realize that we only have one. Toastmaster Nishan today guided me through his story, guided all of us, and made me realize the importance of mindset. The importance of when chaos is all around you and everything is going bad, you can still be completely at peace. I was able to relate with his story, relate with his journey, and relate with how he came to the conclusions that he was telling us about today. I particularly liked the way that you had a vibe of speaking to me one to one. It did not seem like a speech, did not seem like you were preaching to us, standing in front of all of us, and telling how you know better than we do. It seemed like a friendly conversation. A friendly conversation telling about your experience, what you have learned, and what we can take from the experiences that you have had. And it is one of the favorite parts, my favorite parts about speeches, that we can tell our stories and change other people's lives just through our story. I think you had a lot of um, different parts in your story, different essences that were able to relate with me. You mentioned your career, your financial situation, the kind of problems that you have had, especially the health problems that would make anybody feel like everything was chaos, everything is getting ruined. And that is the rational way of dealing with those problems, and yet it is the wrong one. That is the insight that you gave me that was very impactful for me. Your story was very impactful. I do have a few recommendations for you that would make this speech much more impactful. I noticed that in the beginning of your speech, you began with the kind of observations that you have had about life. The observations that we tend not to be grateful. We tend to be ignorant of things that are happening around us, and we just so entitled maybe that even the things that are going good, we eventually stop noticing them in the first place. I think your story would be much more impactful if you begin with the story and then tell me what the conclusion of the story is. It seemed to me like you began with conclusion, story, and then conclusion. And to me, the conclusion only made sense at the end. So the beginning part can kind of be cut down, and you can just have, two or three sentences to preface the story. So it would be intro, story, and then conclusion. And the conclusion can have much more punch, be much more impactful. That was one recommendation I had. The other recommendation for you would be that I saw many very big jumps in your story. So, for example, you have lived through your story, so you understand every part of it. You can tell it to me in 10 different ways. I understand much less of it. So, what it seems to me is that you're mentioning the problems that you went through, which to me logically makes sense, but I'm not able to emotionally relate with them. So, what I might do is cut down the parts of your story, the details that you're mentioning, but zoom in on the kind of things that were going on. And for example, you might mention that one day I found out that I lost my job, and now suddenly I have to go to the doctor, and on the same day all these three things go wrong, and my mind is just a complete huge mess. And if you can just put me in that mindset, in that state of mind, I would be able to relate with your story so much better. Carry me through the journey that you had across all these years. Pick out the best aspects of your story, the most impactful ones, and you would be able to leave me uh, very impacted through your whole journey. Great message, great stories, very impactful, one-to-one vibe. But I would work a little bit more on the story and how you're structuring your whole speech. Thank you, and back to you, TTM.
Thank you, Aryan, for that quick feedback. Back to you, Toastmaster Akansha. Stage is all set, and thank you again for allowing us to make this quick change.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Aryan. Thanks, Toastmaster Weber. And because Toastmaster Nishant would be leaving soon, so I'd like to take a few minutes to just thank him for joining in. That was a wonderful speech that you gave. And I hope that we could have you in more of our sessions. Now, so we met in the training that was happening for all the leaders, and he is the VP head of his club. That's how we connected, where we created a small group called VPE Support. Toastmaster Divya was also there, and we haven't been really active on that group, but now and then everybody just keeps coming there asking for speakers, for open slots. So thanks a lot, Toastmaster Nishant. And now you've met the entire club. So feel free to join in. I've added you to the group as well. Whenever you have the time, you can drop in some of our meetings and let me know if you'd like to take up any roles as well.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akanksha, for having me here, and thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Aryan, for giving me that feedback. This definitely was very, very helpful. And I understand training and coaching and giving lecture is something yet, but fitting your speech into the format of 5 minutes is an art, which I'm learning. I'm very new to this, but thank you so much for your feedback. And yes, Toastmaster Akanksha, we will keep continue to collaborate on this. And I would soon be sharing the invite for our club meeting as well, and would love to have as many people, there in the meeting as well. Thank you so much. Wonderful connecting with all of you. Thank you so much, everyone. With that, I'll take your leave. I have session starting now. Thank you.
Bye bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay, back to our table topic section. I guess we'll have one last table topic with Toastmaster Anshuman being the showstopper today. So, Toastmaster Anshuman, are you ready? Um, so Toastmaster Nancy also didn't get a table topic today. So Toastmaster
Yeah.
Nancy, yeah. Okay, let's start with you then. So Toastmaster Nancy, it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. Toastmaster Nancy.
I think every thought that is coming to our mind should not be there in our mind, because overthink overthinking also kills a person. Many times what we feel that many times we think that what other person is thinking about us. That could be the case that he or she might not be thinking that much, but we are thinking a lot about him or her, that what he is thinking about us. So we don't have to think too much, and we just act upon it, what we are, what our mind says. So overthinking, or a thought that is coming to our mind for the whole day, or for a week, for a month, that is wasting our time. It's better that we should move on and do some action and work upon it. So, whenever a thought comes to our mind, we feel that whether to do it or not to do it. So, we don't come to a conclusion. So, it's better that in a minute, when you think and then you start acting on it, and you will see the change. I'll give you an example. So, I was thinking to join some club wherein I wanted to have some related to communication or speeches. It took me through 2 to 3 months to act upon it. And then finally, one day, I thought that I should connect with someone for the Toastmaster Club. So I connected with Aryan for that. And after that, immediately I joined it. And I could see that that was the very good decision I made this year. And with every meeting, I feel that there are changes. They are small, but we are changing with our actions, not with our thoughts. So with that, I feel that rather than overthinking, we should act upon it immediately. That brings change in our life. So back to you, Toastmaster Akanksha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy. That was again a great take and very well said. That just thinking about a thought, just thinking about an action does not matter until unless you take an action and you act upon that thought. It has no essence or meaning at all. So, I guess with that, we have come to the end of the table topic section. So, once again, a major round of applause for all our speakers. Let me also do that. So, seriously, the way you all ate up all the topics and demolished some of the seriously old school ideas, you all prove that challenging the norm is the real flex today. And remember that being able to argue on any side, even if that makes absolutely no sense, it's the ultimate power move. So don't just follow the crowd, be the vibe shift in the room. And you all understood the assignment, ace the test, so go manifest those skills and be keep flexing being on the other side. So thank you. And back to our table topic, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nancy, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akanksha. That was really an interesting table topic session. So, as now it is time to head towards the last session of the day, the evaluation session. So, feedback is a gift, and gratitude makes us accept it with an open heart. Let's hear from our general evaluator, Toastmaster Anshuman,
Bob, Toastmaster Bob.
Toastmaster Bob, to present his report on how we performed this morning. So, over to you, Toastmaster Bob.
Thank you, Nancy. So we've already done the first evaluation with Toastmaster Aryan. Moving on to the second evaluation for Meenakshi's speech, we have Toastmaster Anshuman. Toastmaster Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Bob. The Toastmaster Meenakshi, in her again trademark style, touched upon a topic which infiltrates all our lives. And she drew a common theme by asking a question to all of us, that how many of us have been given an unnecessary career advice in our lives. And as soon as all of us are raised our hands, there was a common theme which aligned the entire Bride Wing Toastmasters Club as Toastmaster Meenakshi went through her speech. First of all, by aligning on a purpose, she drilled down on on the storyline and context of what having unnecessary advice is like. And she started with the most familiar territory which is possible, which is family. That her father uh, gave the maximum number of choices which a typical Indian family gives to a child, which is becoming a doctor, engineer, or being a failure in whatever you do. So whatever you do, you're a failure. If you're a Toastmaster, you're a failure. If you're a chartered accountant, you're a failure. If you are just a graduate, you are a proud failure. So definitely, I think she wove the commonality of themes that all of us have together, and then she hit the nail on the head that it's not usually about us, it's about the people giving the advice, that the choices they were not able to make in their own lives, maybe through the genuine goodness that whoever they're giving advice to may exercise a better choice than they were able to, uh, is the that's why the career advices gets passed on. So it was a master class in the narrative of how to draw common theme, purpose, drill down the root causes, and weave a story which resonates with all of us. Uh, Toswan Minakshi did that with a lot of gravitas. The message was clear, simple. I could hear minimal filler word sounds. She had eyes directly aligned to the camera, good body language. If Toswan Minakshi has to challenge herself, Toswan Minakshi can work on a great conclusion to the speech where the narrative lands a takeaway, which the audience can have as a nugget at the end of the speech. Maybe that was because of the hurry at the end of the speech. Maybe it was because of the timer not displaying the timer cards, that Tosma Minakshi had to hurry to close down her speech when it came to the 7.5 minutes mark. But Tosma Minakshi can, for the purpose of Toastmasters, can time her speech that the last 30 seconds, close to the 6.5 minutes mark, she starts concluding and leaves a nugget, which, as a quote, as a memory, as a question mark, or something to think about, reflect how to lead life, which all of us can take away as a dessert. So overall, a great structure to the speech where Tosaman actually wove a common theme, then the root cause, how we can think to the root cause, great body language style, vocal gravitas, what Toastmaster actually can work on, is ending it with a great conclusion, which can leave all of us thinking, or one takeaway which resonates with us. And we can quote Toastmaster Meenakshi's speech wherever we go. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Bob.
Great. Thank you so much, Anshuman. And I'll request you to stay on the stage and also present your timer report.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Bob. Starting with the speakers. So Tosma Nishant was at 6 minutes 15 seconds. Tosma Minakshi was right on the edge at 7 minutes 29 seconds. I'll give her the grace for the timer, maybe not starting on time, but right on the edge. Coming to table topics, Tosma Aryan at 2 minutes 15 seconds. Tosma Minakshi at 1 minute 52 seconds. Toastmaster Divya, I think there was some up and down when she was giving her table topics, so I could not time her as much as I wanted to. So Toastmaster Bob, 1 minute 46 seconds. Toastmaster Nishant at 2 minutes 1 seconds. And Toastmaster Nancy, 2 minute 15 seconds. Though timer cards did not work during Toastmaster Nancy's table topic. Commenting evaluations, Toastmaster Aryan at 3 minutes 28 seconds. Thank you. That is it. Okay, mine is 3 minutes 53 seconds. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Toastmaster Bob.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Anshuman, up next, we have the language evaluator from Toastmaster Divya.
So, asking my standard question, anyone think they are the perfect communicator for today? No filler words used, spoke perfectly. So for me, it was Toastmaster Minakshi, and very close to perfection. No filler words used. Rest of us kind of used filler words in between. So is also one of them. So just over there that. And Toastmaster Web have used word of the day, or Toastmaster Bob. So kudos to you. It was a tough word, I must say, and most of us did not use it. So a challenge for you during this week: try to use it at least once or try twice in your conversation, so you get hang of this word as well. Lots of interesting quotes and words were used, like the gratitude is not passive. Otherwise, Toastmaster Akansha table topic has lots and lots of beautiful quotes itself. Then other word was like downhill, learn you with a quest, devil's advocate, retreat, conviction, gravitas of the situation, parting thought. And two words which I have kind of my millennial mind could not put them either in a good way or a bad way. Sicko leave. I found this word was a little bit crazy for me. But thank you, Toastmaster Akanksha, for putting a disclaimer when you use that word. Even the wacky, when you used it, you put a disclaimer. But again, very tough to put it in a good or bad. Kudos. The word is evolving and we must evolve with the word. Just a very few grammatical mistake I could notice, maybe poor on my part or maybe everyone was very good with the grammar. Just one, when you are referring to how old are you, it's years, not a singular one. Like I'm 37 years old. And other is I joined Toastmasters. There is a S to it. It's not Toastmaster. Even I was given that feedback. I was most conveniently using Toastmaster. It's Toastmasters. If you talk about the organization, you have I joined Toastmasters. So I am a Toastmaster. That could be used as a singular, but otherwise, if you're talking about organization, it's Toastmasters. Thank you. Back to General Evaluator, Toastmaster Vaibhav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Divya, for that comprehensive report. I think overall, this group of folks, I've been hearing them speak for a very long time. And I feel that language-wise, I think everybody here is pretty good. And I know Minakshi, like she is so cognizant about her filler words. Like she really takes care of not introducing any filler words. And every meeting that I've actually heard her speak, I know that she excels in that filler words play, having the lowest amount of filler words. Even Aryan, Toastmaster Aryan is pretty good with that. I have actually given up in even trying to fix me not having filler words. It's just that I just can't do it. So having those awkward pauses and ums are kind of part of my speech, let's say, pattern. Anyways, thank you so much again, Toastmaster Divya. So let's talk about the meeting. I think the meeting started on time. Toastmaster Nancy did a wonderful job. She had a very, very engaging theme for today. Toastmaster Aryan did the job of the presiding officer. Uh, who was the sergeant at arms? I kind of am blanking out now. Okay, so Toastmaster Aryan did the SAA and the presiding officer job. So I think he laid out the, again, he's a veteran in this, so he laid out his rules comprehensively, and everybody seems to have followed that. One thing I'd like to see a lot more of is, especially from Toastmaster Akansha, if you're taking a role, especially a role like a tabletop topic master, if possible, do try to keep your video on during the session. It just makes it a little bit more engaging in terms of yeah, the visual aspect, because we are all in our own homes and offices, and this is just a virtual interaction, but still being able to look at the people that you're talking to just makes it a little bit more personal, having that sort of that eye contact. The speakers did a wonderful job, Toastmaster Meenakshi, and our guest speaker today, Toastmaster Akash, no, sorry, Toastmaster Nishant. Yes, both of them did a wonderful job with the speeches. The evaluation by both the evaluators was spot on, top notch. They did a wonderful method of this, giving the feedback and places for improvement. Amazing job done. Loved the theme for the table topic today as well. Toastmaster Akansha, wonderful theme. The twist was amazing. Usually, like I have started blanking out during the table topic sessions in other meetings. It's just because there's just too standard, too preachy kind of topics. So people are just sharing this very one monolithic way of having those table topic sessions. So having this twist and making us speak a little bit on doing that devil's advocate thing was amazing. I literally thought that I could speak on every topic. I just wanted to raise the hand on every single topic that you were giving out and just wanted to speak. So while the speaker was speaking, I was like going through my own speech in my head for that topic. So just loved the entire session. Just having these kind of sessions, kind of twists to the table topic keeps it fresh. Another suggestion for you, Toastmaster Akansha, is if you can just kind of remind people about the word of the day. People do tend to kind of forget that because not in front of them. So during physical meetings, when you have the agenda sheet in front of you, you're looking at the word of the day, or it is somewhere at least displayed, so you have that word of the day. But in these virtual meetings, I've seen that people they miss out on the word of the day because it's not in front of them, so they tend to forget about it. So that's both on the tabletop, on the TMOD and the table topic master. I think the two of you can kind of work on making sure that the word of the day gets highlighted as much as possible so that people don't forget about it and try and use it in the speech. Another thing that a suggestion for the Toastmaster of the day, it's not especially just for Nancy it's herself, but for everybody else who's ever taken this role or be taking it in the future, is you're the captain of the ship. So the priority is to make sure that the audience feel involved and that they've been taken care of. So something like where Toastmaster Nishant did mention that he needed to step out, just being able to step in and make those quick calls. The agenda sheet is not set in stone. It can be changed. Nobody's going to hand out, especially Toastmaster RN is going to hand out capital punishment if you do that. I hope so. Just to make sure that those little feedback that's going on during the meeting is heard, and people feel that they've been included or their concerns have been heard during the meeting. Otherwise, Toastmaster Nancy did a wonderful, amazing job with the session today. Amazing theme. Another small suggestion is to have the whole theme session kind of broken down into three parts. So once when you're starting off, you have like a minute or two of the content, and then between sessions also just don't hand over the session, but just kind of do a little bit more of the interaction. So between the speech and the table topics, and between the table topics and the general evaluation, just have a couple of minutes of kind of an interaction, kind of that makes it a bridge between. So it's not just you handing over. So basically, what you did today was you were handing over the stage. So you'd come on and then you hand the stage over to the next person. So just utilize that. I mean, it's your theme, it is your meeting. You have the full leverage of doing whatever you want with it. So just make sure that you utilize that a little bit more. That's my suggestion. The language evaluation was top notch. Timer Toastmaster Anshuman is a veteran in this field, so he did a wonderful job again introducing that screen. That app is an amazing thing that just makes it easier, life of the timer a lot easier. And again, glad to be part of this meeting and being able to, for once in a very long time, actually sit through the entire meeting was amazing. Thank you so much. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bob, for the detailed evaluation. And now, as we conclude, remember being grateful makes what we have feel like enough. So it's not happiness that makes us grateful, it's a gratitude that makes us happy. So let's carry this power beyond today's meeting and into our lives. On that note, a big thank you to all of you for being here today and making this meeting a success. So, would anyone want to add anything or say something more? Okay, so
Yes,
now
please.
yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. Just thankful that we were able to have such a success of a meeting, and everybody took on their roles, did a great job, and I'm glad to be here. That's it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. So, with that note, I think we are done.
Yes, we move on to the voting, and then we close the
Sure.
meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Raise your hand if you have done the vote.
I have
Toastmaster.
not.
Okay, it's
I'll
in the
just do
chat.
it. I'll just do it.
Yes. Toastmaster Anshuman, have you voted?
Yes.
Great. Toastmaster Bob, have you voted?
I am just doing it right now. Sorry.
All right. So I have one more vote. I am waiting for one more.
I'm done.
See. Toastmaster Nancy, have you voted? I still see 5 voters. Toastmaster Nancy?
Now I'm able to open. Just a
Okay.
minute.
All right.
Yeah, submitted.
All right. And we are ready for the results. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
I would like to see some more energy, please. Yes, I love it, Toastmaster Meenakshi. We have 6 voters and we are ready for the results. All right, best speaker. Any guesses? Toastmaster Bob, any
No,
guesses?
no idea.
Meenakshi.
Who can?
Meenakshi.
Okay, and the best speaker award goes to. It's a tie. Toastmaster Meenakshi and Toastmaster
Oh.
Sunil. Oh.
50-50.
All right, and next we have the best table topic award. Any guesses? Anybody?
All of us were great speakers.
Okay, best table topic award goes to. It's a three-way tie. Toastmaster Meenakshi, Toastmaster Bob, and me. Now we have the best evaluator award, and the best evaluator award goes to
Aryan.
Aryan.
Toastmaster Anshuman. I would
Anshuman.
like to point out he was eliminated on time.
Yes.
Great evaluation.
3 to 4 minutes, no?
It's 2 to 3 minutes, and
3 to 4
3:30
minutes.
is
Yeah, 3:30 is the cutoff time, but then I mean you kept the name there, so that's
yeah,
that's
yes,
on the ballot counter.
yes,
No,
true.
I don't like
Next we have
care that much, but I think it's 3 to 4 minutes.
it's 2 to 3 minutes. Bob, confirm. Yes.
Yes, it's 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, yes, it's 2 to 3 minutes. Oh my god, I need to revise my timings. Yeah, I'm clearly eliminated. So it's Toastmaster Aryan the winner. Woohoo.
Next we have the best role player award, and the best role player award goes to
Three-way tie.
Toastmaster Akansha. Next, we have the best tag role player award, and the best tag role player award goes to
The language
Toastmaster
evaluation.
Divya.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a
Unanimous.
competition.
It's unanimous, Toastmaster Anshuman.
It was like a whitewash.
Clearly, I need to do timer roll more. Neither did I remember the timings. Half of it timers we did not show. But yes, I think I'll do better next time.
Yeah, it happens with me also whenever timer roll is given to me.
yes.
Initial 10-20 seconds we miss, then I add 10-20 seconds at the end. Additional.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in. And with that, I will be calling meeting number 281 of